And welcome back. This is part two of administrative versus creative and how you need to balance your day. If you want business growth, we go over things a little bit more deep when it comes to action items and how you need to take your side gig and take it up, elevate it up. Whether it be you just want them out, I say side gig to six figures because most people, if you're doing that, you can be able to pretty much replace your job, right? So side gig to six figures. If you don't necessarily want six figures, that's fine. You might only want $400 a month. You might only want to just be able to pay for a nice vacation. You just might only want to be able to go out to a nice dinner every now and then. But you want to do that on your own dime, on your own timetable, with your own skills. That's why we developed this series. Is that there's a lot of people that were very similar to me that you had this idea, you wanted to mushroom it. I wanted to mushroom the idea. I wanted to blow it up, and I didn't have help. I didn't have guidance. My parents did the best that they could, but the only thing that they knew was what they knew. And what they knew was go get a first and 15th. I just didn't want that. So I wanted to develop a series for people that, you're getting started, you're trying to find your footing, you're trying to figure out where you're going to go and how you're going to do what you're going to do. And me try to give you practical advice that I would have given myself if I could, go with Doc Brown in the DeLorean Back to the Future and say, okay, hey, younger me, do this, do this, do this, do this, and save yourself thousands of dollars, save yourself years of headache. So that's what this series is about. We want to invite you to our Monday Titan strategy session. That happens on Mondays, 6:30 p.m. And you can sign up, hit the link for that. When you sign up for that link, we send you the access link on how you can get. And then every time the new access link comes out, you're on that list. We send it over to you. It's very simple. All you have to do is just go to this link, and go there. That's bad. Go to this link, sign up, so that way you can request access. Definitely want to see you there. We brainstorm, we go over roadblocks, we go past them, we figure out all of that stuff for you to get your next level of growth. Bring your business question, bring your business challenge. You will hear from other people and how they either overcame it and what you could do, or some suggestions of what you could do. Meantime, this is part two of administrative versus creative. Take your notes. I get out the whiteboard. We go a little deep. Hope you like it. If you got some smoke, by the way, which some of you do apparently, I think we got like 4 smoke comments that we're going to get to talk about coming up here. If you got some smoke, you got something you want to disagree with, feel free to send that in. If you got questions, send them in so we can do some special dedicated Coaches Corner. In the meantime, we will see you next time. Your Growth Unlocked preseason. Thank you for watching.
Help you with your business and things like that. But when it comes down to it, it's cool. It's a cool idea, but are they really? I don't know. So all that being said, when you get your advice, make sure that the advice is going to be solid and sound. They're going to come to you when you go to them and you ask them a question, they're going to give you an answer. Execute on that answer before you ask any more questions. Put those things in place before you ask any more questions. People that are on TikTok, what's up? Thank y'all for watching. Appreciate it. We're talking about taking your side idea and going from a side idea to full time. Check it out. We'll have a replay of this with all the slide presentations. I haven't got the text synced yet, but that's coming here. So if you have a question, put it in the comments. Let me know. Hit me up in the DM, whatever way you want to do. So that way, any questions you send in as questions I can answer here. I want to be able to answer your questions. So please get your questions in. That being said, we are going to go where we have Tom. Yes, we're going to answer questions. People have questions. They have written them in. So I hope this helps some of you. Split your day between creative and admin. Just make a list. I have that list there. If you want that list, send me an email. I'm easy to find. You can't find me. I'm doing something wrong because I'm spending a lot of money for me not to be found. So you can find me, okay? Send me a message, however way you want me to send it. I'll send this over in a PDF for you to take a look at. You can print it off, and then you can use it whatever way you want. Just hit me up. Let me know that you want to get that printout, and then I will send it over to you, okay? Cool. So we have questions, and I want you to notice I got this horror stuff behind me, okay? The reason why I do that is because this is what I want you to do. The reason a lot of you aren't taking action is because you got to put that fear behind you, and you don't. Your fear is in front of you, and you're using your fear to paralyze you. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help you at all. Put the fear behind you. You don't need to worry about fear. Fear is paralyzing you from taking any kind of action at all, okay? So questions. We're going to do the questions now. We have 1, 2, 3, we got like 7 questions here. Okay. So first question is from a man, Andre. Andre on Facebook. He asked me, how do I stay upbeat and positive all the time? Andre, I'm gonna give you this simple, man. I mean, I easily can go back and I can reflect to a time when I was doing some things that I really did not want to do. And it wasn't that I didn't want to do them, it was why I had to do them. I wasn't full time in my business. So when I think about the fact that I get to do what I do and I was able to engineer a lot of what I'm doing every day years ago, having the courage to put it on paper, having the fortitude to kind of push through, push through, you know, that's how I stay upbeat and positive. And I'm always optimistic and excited about the future. I'm always like, let's get ready to happen, because I don't replay the old stuff. I'm thinking about what I'm projecting in my future and how my future is now projecting on me and making me who I need to be for me to show up for that person in the future. So me doing that is how, hope that kind of answers your question, man. I mean, I'm just excited about life, man. I just, I'm happy about a lot of stuff, man. I mean, I go around the world, I travel, I perform, rock the stage, tell a couple of jokes, motivate some people, do a couple card tricks. And then, when I'm not having to do any of that, I hit a golf ball. That's what I do. So I'm excited about that, man. I mean, there are things you can be excited about. And when you remind yourself of what you're excited about, it tends to keep you excited a little bit longer. We have Connie. Connie had a question. I have all these ideas. How do I fund all the ideas that I have? The simple, direct answer is that you can't. You can't fund all the ideas that you have. Something I listened to today, I listened to an audio today that was like so profound, which was create one big goal and let that one roadmap to that bigger goal satisfy all those little goals that you have underneath. So you have to get very honest with yourself, and you have to answer and be very, very direct as far as figuring out exactly what it is you really feel like you're put on this earth to do, that God put you on this earth to do, and you do that and write that goal down, write down 1 or 2 supporting goals underneath it. And that's where you put your money. That's where you put your time for the time being. So, me, I was dedicated and focused that I wanted to be a full-time entertainer, and I was willing to take the plunge, and I knew the road was going to be ahead of me that was going to be hard, that a lot of people wasn't going to walk. So I just took the plunge and I was able to do that. You can do that. Just decide the main thing that that you feel like God put you on this earth to do. Do that main thing. I'm not saying don't do other things, because, I mean, hell, I'm definitely guilty of having too many irons in the fire. But that main thing that you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to do. God told you what you're supposed to do. Do that thing and put your money and your time in that thing. Okay? All right, cool. So I talked about coaching earlier. I'm offering 3 slots. If you want some kind of business coaching, I'm doing 10-minute sessions in 3 different blocks, 3 different people. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to record them and I'm going to put them on my YouTube channel. So if you would like to be considered for one of those, me a direct message, send me an email, put it in the comments. I would prefer a direct message or an email so that way I can actually talk to you. We coordinate a day. We'll record 10 minutes very virtually, just like what we're doing now. You don't have to be anywhere, and we can answer those so that way I could put this as content on my YouTube channel. Okay. People need to see the coach in action. Definitely willing to do that. So we have 3 slots. I'm doing 10-minute sessions. If you want any kind of business coaching, hit me up. 3 slots. We're going to record them and put them on YouTube. As long as you're cool with that, I'm cool with that. Hope you're cool with that. So we are talking about side gigs, 6 figures. This is you, where you deserve more than a paycheck. You're working a job, you got kind of a side idea, and you're thinking, I could really go full time with this, or I can make enough money with this. Yes, you can. I'm 100% believing in you, and I believe that you can do it. I've done it 3 times. You can definitely do it for yourself. Side gig to 6 figures. Okay. Let's see. What's the other question here? Is it possible to replace a full-time living selling handmade products? Or am I dreaming too big? Erica, send me that. Oh, yeah, that's right, Erica. Yeah, I know you. What's up, Erica? Look, as the old saying goes, if somebody else has already done it, then why are you questioning if you can do it? I mean, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's a silly question, but think about it like this. It's already been done. Why can't you? That's one of the worst things that has actually happened to us as a species, is so many people have done the idea you've already done. So they did it. Bath and Body Works did not start out as Bath and Body Works. They started, I don't know their backstory, but I'm sure they started in the trunk of a car, in a garage, in a basement, in a kitchen, out of a bathroom. They did it. Why can't you do it? You sit up there beating yourself up and questioning yourself, and no, they did it. You can do it. If they did it, you can do it. They did it. You can do it. I looked at a couple magicians when I was coming up, and I was like, well, hell, if they went full time, I know I can do. I know I can do this. I know I can do this. Come on now, come on, church, talk to you. Okay. Let's see. Other question here. Other questions. How do I turn my content into real money without without feeling spammy or pushy? Luke sent me this on TikTok. I hate to tell you this, Luke, but you're going to have to be spammy and you're going to have to be pushy. So I don't know if you remember linear television before there was streaming, they are pushy. They are telling you, buy this product. Look at this product. Watch this product. This is coming on at 7:00. Watch it. Like you're in the Netflix app. Have you noticed in Netflix, as soon as you log on, they're pushing the next show, they're pushing the next series, they're pushing the next season. I mean, I think a lot of people you got to let go of this idea that if you're in business, you're going to have to sell. I mean, Zig Ziglar said it. We are all salesmen. And I know a lot of people don't like that. People just want to be kind of nice and kind of wholesome and like, hey, I've got this product and thousands of people are going to fall out of the clouds and it's going to buy it. I mean, show me one multi-billion-dollar business that does that. Show me one multi-million-dollar business that does that. Show me one business that is consistently doing six figures and they have to be a little salesy. They have to be a little pushy because here's the thing. People don't have to remember your product. They don't have to buy your product. They don't have to remember you. They don't have to like you and they don't have to buy from you. So you're going to have to put it out there to remind people and say, hey, this is who I am. This is what I offer. This is what I can do for you. Check this out. This is who I am. This is what I offer. This is what I can do for you. Check this out. And if they buy, they buy. If they don't, keep pushing. So I know that's not the best answer you want to hear, but you have to get over your mindset of feeling bad or guilty because you're offering people your service or your product. You have to get over that. Next question. I have steady clients, but I'm stuck. What systems do I use without burning out? Well, if you have steady clients, then you definitely need to, I don't want to say franchise out, but you need to clone yourself. And cloning yourself meaning that you need to hire virtual people that can take over the admin tasks. You need to hire some virtual workers or some assistants that can do the admin task as you do more of the creative, or you have to do more of the bigger admin task. Example, a CEO a lot of times isn't directly taking phone calls. He has other middle managers taking the phone calls, screening the calls. So that way, by the time he gets on the call, he's on the call to close the deal, right? So he's not spending so much of his task doing that. The reason why you're at a plateau is because you haven't figured out creatively what you need to do creatively to elevate your business, to take over those smaller admin tasks and give those over to other workers where the other workers can kind of do that part of the engine and keep the engine rolling. Okay. So I would tell you to hire one or two virtual assistants or some assistants that can start doing some of the admin tasks that's taking away your day to day that you can free you up to do a little bit more creative. Okay. So this is the big question we're answering. This is the final big question here. How do I know when it's financially safe for me to leave my job and go full time with my side hustle? Natasha, LinkedIn. Going to answer that. I'm going to answer that. I'm going to answer that. And I'm going to answer that. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to do another screen share here. Stay with me, everybody. This over because this actually happened to me. So I'm going to get very vulnerable and very honest with you. And I'm going to show them, particularly those entertainers that are going to watch this replay. You're going to be surprised at what I'm about to show you, but I'm going to show you something. So I had a job. Okay. And I talked about this before. Me on my live. Talked about this on my line. When I had a job, I was substitute teaching. I was making $53 a day as substitute teacher. That was before taxes. I estimated my income to be roughly about $49 was my bring home after taxes. Okay. The reason why we have a tendency, if we have a side gig and we have some kind of full-time money, is because we have what's called what I call first and 15th. That direct deposit hits on the 1st and 15th. That Thursday at midnight, usually the night before, that direct deposit. and it's nice and it's cool and it's safe because you know pretty much as long as you show up at your job, that 1st and 15th is going to hit that bank account and that's going to cover your bills. Cool. I'm showing you this, those of you that are watching this on my screen share, when I'm going to show you, I calculated in the course of 10 days, right? I was making about $500 bring home. That $49 a day that was safe and it was guaranteed money. I sat down one day and I had to start doing some basic math. And this is going to hit you. This is going to hit a lot of you very hard. And this is a very scary thought, but I'm speaking from a degree of truth because this was my personal truth that I had to deal with. Okay? This is a personal truth that you're going to have to eventually deal with when it comes to if you have a side gig and you're trying to go full time. How much, and I'm going to make a circle here, that $49 was costing actual bookings or contracts. When you figure that math out, you're going to be very surprised at how quick you might be willing to let go of your job. Now, people are going to say, yeah, what if this and what if that and what if it doesn't work and I get in and, and then another COVID happens and I don't have the money and I got this guarantee. Listen, those what ifs are going to always be there. They're going to always be there. You're going to have to make a decision at some point, and I can't decide that for you because I don't know your financials. But what I did one day was I sat down and I calculated this job that I had with the school district that was paying me $49 a day, bring home. How much was that actually costing me? I know some OCD people are going to lose their shit because I didn't put, okay, there. My bad. Bring home. $500 was guaranteed. And it was cool and it was safe and I got it. But when I start figuring out, this is for me, on a low end, I could book $200 per day in shows. Or I could book $400 per weekend in performances. It was easier for me to say, I'm not going to sub anymore. And I haven't looked back. And let me tell you the defining factor of when it was. The school district sent out the W-2, right? Everybody gets those usually about January, sometimes in December, for you to file your taxes. I had actually got to a point where I was so busy performing that I had subbed very, very little. I mean, like hardly at all. And I remember this, and for those of you who are on the screenshot, I remember this to this day, what that number was. My W-2 was about 500 and it's like 42 or 1,400, about $42. And I remember thinking, that's what I made in the course of an entire year as a teacher. So let me do some quick math here. 42 divided by, let's just say 50 weeks. I made $30 a week being a substitute teacher the last full year that I was active in the school district as a substitute teacher. And I remember when I got the W-2, because I was so afraid, I was so fearful, thinking of letting go of this guaranteed money and going ahead and being full-time. I said to myself, this is stupid. And I'll tell you what happened. That W-2 came. It came in January. And December is usually my busy month. I did a show. I did a performance. And the performance, I remember this so well because I remember looking at the two. The performance for that show, that particular day or that whatever that show was, paid me $1,500. And I remember having a moment. I remember where I was at. I was standing in the beach condo that I had at the time, and I was looking at it and I said, I made in one show more than I made the entire year as a substitute teacher. And when my contract came back around for the district for me to renew, I said, I'm not going to do this. I said, I've already proven to myself that I can do this. Why am I taking the time to worry about this? This doesn't make sense. It doesn't. And I haven't looked back since. And that was in like 2009, maybe 2009, 2008, I'm lying. It was about 2010. So I haven't been in the classroom since 2010. Not like that. I've went and done motivational keynotes for schools, but I have not been back in the classroom since 2010. Because I remember getting the W-2, it was like $1,452, something like that. And I remember the same week, me looking at that, I said, I just did a show last week that paid me more than what that did. We're going to go back here. That's the end of that. Again, if you guys, any of you want this, these slides, send me a message. And I will send these over to you in a PDF so you can take a look at. You can map out. Again, a quick recap what we talked about. If you're going to go full time, you're going to have to split your time between part of your time, 30 minutes a day. You need to do 30 minutes a day, just kind of like working out. You got to do 30 minutes a day. You need to do part of your time on creative, part of your time on admin. And then that creative is what's called infrastructure. You have to build your infrastructure, your website, your one sheet, your digital brochure, your print brochure, your business cards, how you're going to have your your social media. That's the creative part. The admin part, you got to make some cold calls, some cold emails, sending out cold DMs. You're going to have to go get to work. Just because you have a business, you can't put it out there and think magically that people are just going to show up and just going to give you business. You're going to have to do the administrative work. So how do you know when you're going to, and you have enough? When you realize that your job is actually costing you more money than it's making you. That's the short answer. And you can do that math and you can figure that out. So once you figure that out, you're going to have a hard decision to make. I don't envy anybody that makes it. I know I was scared when I made it, but I was so glad when I look back now that I did it. And this goes back to how do you stay so upbeat? Because I can remember when there was a time that I absolutely did not like, and I hated the fact of why I had to do it. Whether it be I was performing on the street and I had my hat down and I had my bucket out and I had to hope that people would put money in my bucket. I wasn't busy enough. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this has helped you. A lot more content like this is going to be dropping on YouTube. This is an entire series that I'm doing. It's called Side Gig to Six Figures. If you have questions, please send them in. When you send them in, next time I go live, I'll be able to answer these questions. I'll let you know this coming Sunday or Monday when I'm going to go live again next week and answer your questions. If you aren't able to make the live, send in your questions ahead of time. I'll answer them on the air. Then when we're done, you'll be able to watch the replay. So I hope this has helped you. Let me know in the comments if this has helped you. Let me know if you have any follow-up comments or questions. If you have questions, let them know. I want to let you know that we do have 3 slots here. 10-minute coaching, answer some coaching questions, get you some kind of a roadmap. I ask that you give me permission to record it so we can put it on YouTube. That way other people can watch. 3 slots open. Send me a message. Let me know if you want to be considered. We can talk about it and figure out a day that's mutually beneficial for both of us to record. Thank you all for watching again. I greatly appreciate it. Side to Gig to Six Figures. You definitely deserve more than a paycheck. If you know you are worth more and you want to do more, you can do more. Hope this helps. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Peace out. Shout out to the people in my Brits in the UK. Love all you guys, even though some of y'all don't like me. That's okay. Blackpool, I remember you. Thank y'all for watching. See you later.